So we're going to look at how well did our grade 10s or the previously eligibles do completing the OSSLT. So this testing is the only testing out of all the testings of the EQAO that students must pass in order to obtain a high school diploma. If they do not pass this testing, A, they can write the test, or B, they can complete a course which is called OLC. And so those are often suggested for students who wrote the test multiple times and was not successful. What does EQAO even stand for? EQAO stands for Education Quality and Accountability Office. So let's look at how they did. This will be a quick video to just really look at how they did. Again, EQAO is the Education Quality and Accountability Office, is an agency of the Government of Ontario that contributes to the quality and accountability of Ontario's publicly funding educational system. They help to develop and administer an assessment. It's going to help provide reliable information to the government to see how well students are succeeding in their schools. And it's going to help them to know how to improve student achievement and well-being at an individual school board, and provincial levels. Again, this is only a snapshot, so the OSSLT is not going to say, oh my gosh, you passed, so you are super literate. It's not one of those, okay? But it's just to say, okay, all right, you essentially are proving you met the basic standards of the grade 9 reading and writing curriculum. And so it's giving that person that confidence to say, you know, I can read and write at a grade 9 level. This is an online assessment. I too feel that this should also be a written assessment. I get that it's easier, probably saves a lot of money and all the fun stuff, but I don't think that it's the best way to test someone's understanding of literacy. But at the end of the day, I think it's better and easier to do so in this testing than the EQAO math testing. Either in grade 10, you'll be a first eligible, so that means you'll complete the OSSLT in the first year that you're in grade 10, or some students get deferred, or some students unfortunately are unsuccessful, meaning they have not yet met the OSSLT requirements to receive their Ontario secondary school diploma, so they get moved to the next year, and that's called previously eligible. So we're going to look at those who are first time eligible, they write the first time, and we're also going to look at the previously eligible. So this is the amount of students who actually wrote in 2024 to 2025. So we're going to first look at the first time eligible. So 85% were successful. I love that number. So there was no variation. It didn't get better, didn't get worse. It stayed stagnant. Therefore, showing stability over the 3-year trend is showing stability in success rate. However, in the previously eligible, the hard part is the previously eligible, they don't want to write the test. I don't know why. I don't know why. But they're like honestly just writing their name and just like kind of doing anything they want. So in terms of previously eligible, remember you either wrote it in grade 10 and were not successful, so you're writing it the year after, or you were deferred last year. So when you're in grade 10, there was people who said, you know what, let's wait another year, and then you wrote it. So out of those previously eligible students who essentially should be in grade 11 the year that they're writing, or they're in grade 12, 50% were successful. When it comes to applied versus academic course, unfortunately, there's always a discrepancy. We would see it in math as well if it wasn't D-stream, but for the academics, 91% were successful. So it is showing a stability through the 3-year trend as it's only a 1% increase. Applied level is showing 60%. 60% of applied kids were successful. So this is showing it is getting better over the years. As you can see, there is an increase year after year after year, starting from 2022 to 2023, increasing in 2023 to 2024 by 3%, and then going 2% more in 2024 to 2025. So I think that's really good. You know, again, as it stated earlier, there is a gap that is happening between, but the gap is still kind of wide. Those with special needs who are writing for the first time, 63% are successful. For those who are previously eligible who identify with special needs, so students who might have a learning disability, MID, as well as autistic students, they're showcasing that 40% of the previously eligible are passing. and 63% are passing when they're first time eligible. English language learners, 61% of those English language learners are passing when they're first time eligible. And unfortunately, 33% of previously eligible are passing the OSSLT. Not gonna lie, many of the English language learners, as well as the special needs students, do end up taking the OLC course, which is the Ontario Secondary School Literacy course. So it does make up mostly those students. After every test, the students have to complete a survey. And so in the survey, 46% say that they read on their own time. 36% say that they write on their own time. Definitely feel free to pause and look at the remainder of these as well. But this is my favorite one. Let's look at the self-directed learning and collaboration. 76% of students indicated that they keep trying if they made a mistake or if something is difficult. 79% of students indicate that doing their best at school is important to them, and 66% of students think that learning in groups is a good way to learn. So that's really good. I love that. I think that's really good that a lot of these students are motivated, especially when it comes to reading and writing, because it's really crucial at least to have those skills going out of high school. I do think math is also important, but reading and writing is extremely, extremely important if you're trying to get through your day-to-day activities. So if you're trying to make money, got to learn math, which I think it's going to be very helpful for your day-to-day activities, but beggars can't be choosers. So I wish all of the success for all of our students in Ontario. Thank you for those who actually watched the entire series this week. Like, good on you. But this was pretty fun, and I look forward to doing more videos like this. So thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Bye, and God bless you.